Joey Pants!
It is Joey.
Hey!
Yes.
Damn, that breezed by, man.
Show's so good.
Right?
Show's so good.
Oh, man.
Nice.
Thank you to Liquid IV for sponsoring this video. More on them in just a bit.
Finally, this show is out, fellow rejects. We are here united to watch Wonder Man. Gonna do this in a couple of uploads. Leave your thoughts in the comments below after all this wait. Let's check in with how we're all doing. Coy, how you feeling, man?
I love Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. I love the studio. I love Marvel Comics. Will they coalesce?
Aaron, you watched Shang-Chi and Iron Man 3, I'm assuming, last night?
I watched Iron Man 3, Shang-Chi, and All Hail the King in preparation for the character everybody loves in the MCU, Trevor Slattery. And that is about the extent of my preparation. Why is he not in jail? I hope we find out. Or at least a, passive shrug.
Whatever.
Still like that twist.
Terrorist is
Stand by it.
terrorist.
I think
I
it's
like
a great
the twist,
movie.
too. Yeah. Let's talk about that for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, the people are here for us talking about Iron Man 3, everyone's
Clearly.
favorite Iron Man.
Yeah, everybody has no problems with that movie.
Let's argue over Die Hard being a Christmas movie, because Iron Man 3 set a Christmas, Shane Black.
Greg, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. As long as I focus on that, we're good to roll.
Oh. Been a while, Marvel Spotlight.
Marvel Spotlight.
Dude, spotlights are awesome.
Is this
Echo,
the
baby.
second?
Means he's definitely going to be in Endgame.
Yeah, original costume and white man.
I know one.
It's going to be in Doomsday, baby.
It's like a Star Trek show.
That's fun.
Feels like Wonder Man.
Change the plans. There's too many. Get out of there. Head to the sanctum now.
But what about you?
I can't leave Barnaby to die.
Cool pullback.
I don't care.
Was it a test screening? Oh, no, it's him as a child. Okay.
The Umbrella people believe if a soul fails to turn right after death, it winds up in a dark and treacherous place. Oh, I've been to the void.
The Void. That's a reference.
I know what it's like. I lost whatever part was left in me that makes a person.
He's in wonder.
It's too late for me, but you can still walk away. I'm begging.
He's so
Please,
enthralled.
Just walk away.
Whoa. Oh, wow. First he's like looking up and now looking down. Professor Harpin. Is he auditioning?
Wow.
It's got like a film grain texture to it. Oh, no. He actually booked a role.
Oh, yeah, he's in his tiny trailer. An actor prepares.
You got this, man.
Yeah, you do.
One step closer to the top.
Mr. Williams, they're inviting you to set.
American Horror Story.
Yeah.
Yeah, David, go ahead.
Or
Movie
FX.
magic.
Yeah.
Rogers the Musical. Can't do a Disney Plus show without Rogers the Musical.
Hey, Ashley.
Oh, I know where they are.
Is this Radford?
No, this is Warner Brothers lot.
This is Warner Brothers?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Lauren. You must be Professor Hoppin.
Yeah, I love the Castle Rock you directed. Ashley, I'm a big fan. Yeah, loved you in the Twilight series.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Ashley Green as Ashley Green.
Do you know who Ashley Green? I don't know.
I have no idea.
She's in Twilight.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And then Ashley, you cross to about here, and Professor Hoppin says,
You do realize, according to legend, that's where the Aztec god of death, Muklantukutli, was tricked into giving up the bones that became humanity.
Can't place the accent he's doing.
great. And then Sarah transforms into a monster
A little Buffy action.
and bites off Professor Hoppin's head.
Oh, my. That's a mask.
Should I switch to that hello table? Right now it's sounding pretty good.
Wow, they're doing like a oneer.
Just one thing. How long have Sarah and I known each other?
What are you thinking?
I was thinking we go pretty far back. Like maybe we were best friends, but we had a little falling out when she got tenure before me.
Sure? Totally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's try it.
Yeah.
Great.
Likes that internal work. All right.
Yeah, you gotta have the character history.
So maybe I shouldn't say Sarah, right?
What's that?
Well, the script says Sarah, but if I've been secretly jealous of her career, I don't think I would be so friendly.
Overthinking it.
You know, maybe I should call her Dr. Johnson instead, you know?
Yeah, let's try both ways.
Okay, great.
Cool.
Taking the suggestion.
He's nervous.
I wouldn't let her get that far.
Who?
Dr. Johnson, considering our history, I don't think I'd let her cross all the way to my desk.
Do too much.
I think Professor Harpin would stop her right
Gonna
away.
lose a job.
Don't talk yourself out the road, man.
We're already lit, so I did want your dead body kind of bleeding out in this moonbeam that we have.
We can move the moonbeam. It'll only take a few minutes.
Stop. She's trying to just be nice.
She's trying to be diplomatic.
Is there a problem, Simon?
Just wondering if I should be packing up a copy of Aztec Thought and Culture by Miguel Leon Padilla.
And what is that?
I'm assuming that's what I'm teaching. Unless you're thinking Aztec.
She's trying to hold it in so much.
Does it?
Aztec civilization is a quick read. It barely touches on Mukuntuckutli. It might fit into an ancient civilization syllabus, but...
You actually read it?
I wonder if this is a recurring role or is he like a day player?
Yeah, it seems like he's a day player if he's dying.
But it says, it says packing up his desk for the night. I think it's implied.
You're holding people up, man. Come on.
Tens of thousands of dollars a minute.
Oh, no, dog. She's so irritated. Oh.
Overthinking, indecisive.
You had a great audition.
Yeah, but at this rate, we're never going to make our day. Can you get Ryan on the phone?
Yes, ma'am.
Murphy.
Simon. Hi, Linda Cox.
Hey.
Hi.
I'm a big fan.
Oh, thank you.
Love all the thoughts that you're bringing
Absolutely.
to this role.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. The showrunner just called, and he is rethinking this episode, and he's worried about Professor Harpin's scenes being a remnant of an earlier version of Ashley's arc.
A remnant?
So he's cutting your character from the show.
What?
Oh.
Thank you so much for all your hard work today.
Oh, he
That
cares
sucks.
so much.
That's a series wrap on Simon Williams.
Wow.
Oh, dude.
It's the first steady shot.
That rough needle drop.
But I love that we got to see that whole scene play out to kind of get an impression of the guy. He's someone who really cares about his job, but is not to the level he wants to be at. And that's not appreciated. Oh, God.
Yes. I feel like I know this parking garage.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have powers, huh?
I'm wondering if he doesn't want to be a superhero, he wants to be an actor. Like, they'll take that angle, because that's like one of the ways Simon Williams is sometimes conveyed, is he's like reluctant to be a hero because he's focused on his acting. Olivia Thirlby?
I thought you wrapped at 5.
So you sneaking out?
I'm just trying to prevent this from becoming a thing.
Weren't you showing me pictures of rescue dogs last week and complaining I wouldn't commit?
Damn, he's having a shit day.
I just think you need to book something. Things will turn around. Come on, Vivian, we're good together.
Oh, no, man.
You never let me in, Simon. Not really. It's a little late to start caring about this relationship.
Oh, wow. So you see a guy who's like super introspective when playing characters, but when he's himself, he has a harder time being vulnerable.
And he's so focused on the analytics that he's not living.
Well, that's because Jerry wasn't there and I was. I remember. Yeah, it was a python.
You know, I've never been in this theater.
The Highland Theater?
Never been.
It's pretty great.
Hey, man, do you mind?
Give my love to Uma. Smooches. I'd never talked during the actual film. Don't fret.
Yeah, it's okay.
Hey, I'm sorry. Aren't you?
Oh, yes. I played the Mandarin, but that was over bloody 10 years ago, and I was just a puppet. And whatever theories you've seen on Reddit are totally false. I had nothing to do with Pizzagate. I'm not a member of the Illuminati, and I did not have my hands replaced with baby hands.
I always dug your performance as the Mandarin.
What?
I remember you from that omnibus episode you did in the 70s. You played Edgar Allan Poe.
Well, well, well. Not too many people remember that old gem, including me. How was I?
Stole the episode. And I should know, I'm also an actor.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Do you mind?
Wow. The audacity.
I'll take the 10. But when I take you over to see Mr. O'Dan...
You seen this movie?
No. What is it?
Midnight
Midnight
Cowboy.
Cowboy.
Saw it when I was a child.
John Voight, Dustin Hoffman as children.
Oh, man.
You know, you walk in here. I'm walking here.
Oh, that's from that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Peak Coy improv.
Well, you can't react to it now.
I wonder what happens.
Oh, he died?
Maybe he could have. Maybe he could have reacted. He would have
had an error reaction. Ain't gonna happen now.
Yeah.
He's dissociating.
He's old
no.
man.
Never tire of rewatching that one. It's authentic. Really captures being an outsider on the fringe. And it's a little trippy, which is always nice.
You know, Schlesinger didn't even think Hoffman was right for Ratso, even though he just come off The Graduate.
It must be true.
I like that he's a cinephile, too.
I was fortunate enough to attend Schlesinger's production of Timon of Athens with the Royal Shakespeare Company. Sublime. Pity I was blind drunk.
Damn, that's a difficult water.
Yeah, I'm
Holy shit.
really impressed. I don't know how that other door.
How did they go through? Yeah, what the hell?
Also, this shot before the studio, and it's funny that there's so many wonders in a show like the studio.
Would love to know what you're up to.
Well, between you and me, it's a huge opportunity. I'm auditioning for Wonder Man. Anyway, nice meeting you.
Did he know about Wonder Man?
Someone's actually remaking Wonder Man?
Not someone, Von Kovac.
I know there was only one scene, but it's also the most serious you've ever seen Trevor outside of him playing the Mandarin.
You know, we're only 15 minutes in, and I'm really digging this a lot.
Pretty impressed.
The way they held off on it made me wonder.
I knew if he signed on, man, he's too good an actor in the run he's been on. Like 5 years, everything he's done has been amazing.
I'm loving the vibe a lot.
Did you hear about
some
Wonder
scary
Man?
movie.
You didn't tell me Von Kovac was directed?
A superhero remake. Not exactly what we'd expect from an Oscar-winning director.
Is that the dude from
Superman?
Yep, that's the president.
Finding inspiration in another movie is not a crime. Look at what Cronenberg did with The Fly. Silly big picture. He made it personal.
Yeah.
And discovered
Golden Lion
new
win.
unthinkable horrors. Why not Wonder Man? Human and spectacular. Superheroes are part of our lives now. So what we will find when we look at Wonder Man today, what can he teach us about ourselves?
Describing the show's themes in the show while the lead watches him. Oh,
In the most meta show.
Sorry, you crazy.
I was born to play this character.
Oh, you serious? Boo, they are already talking to Leo.
No.
Leo, don't do superhero movies.
I just need you to believe in me, Janelle.
I think you're one of the most talented people that I know, but there's a lot of talented people out here who are not pains in the ass. Do you feel me? All right, we can talk about American Horror Story first thing tomorrow morning. Nandi will validate you.
I'll even validate you.
Oh, what am I
don't
talking
do
about?
it.
Oh, gosh, she's going to do it.
Also, my bad. She-Hulk was also in L.A. Forgot. He's going to pull up.
Hey girl, this is Imani from Hanover Agency. I got Janelle Jackson for Ruth. She's in session, but I can never return.
Oh my God, this man's driving crazy.
Is that
Whoever
Ventura
directed
Boulevard?
this
He's
is killing it.
swerving.
I love this lock-off shot.
Anyway, I'm covering for her, and she just texted me because she forgot to get Simon Williams in on Wonder Man.
Oh my God, his driving stresses me out.
This lock-off is incredible.
I'm assuming you're a Wonder Man and not a Barnaby. Just need you to sign this NDA. Also, I don't have a doorman waiver on file for you, so I'm gonna need you to sign this. Assuming, of course, you don't have superpowers. Okay, you're all set?
Are all these people all these different types of people auditioning for
Are they Barnabys?
Also, just realized, funny that this is called Marvel Spotlight because he's an actor.
Ah.
Yeah, this feels like storyboarded in the way it's directed.
Oh, little twinge. Okay.
Cool.
It comes out when he's stressed.
You guys killing me.
Oh, Alpha Cat.
Oh, and please tell Mr. Von Kovac that if he prefer a Cockney accent, I can throw one in and now it's to charge him.
He's
one of the
Obama
first YouTubers
impressions.
I worked with back in the day.
Oh,
Where have
okay.
you seen him before?
Yeah, he was like the 2008, 2010s Obama impersonator.
Come with me. You're a bloody mess. You can't go in like this.
Trying to get in my head.
I'm trying to help you, love. You know, some of us actually believe in supporting each other.
Aw.
Take it from someone who's eaten shit on stage more times than he can count. Not literally, mind you. You can still turn this around. It's not too late. I know. There's a lot to memorize.
No, my memory isn't the problem.
Nerves?
I can't get a hold of the character. I've seen the original too many times. And I'm trying to come up with a backstory for his relationship with Barnaby, but it's not making sense.
Well, trust the words. Just show up and say them. Be present.
I think they're living the Midnight Cowboy movie in a way.
Do you mind? Let me see that.
Yeah.
Like in a sense.
Oh.
Yes, references.
And Disney owning everything might mean each episode gets a thematic tie-in to a reference.
We've got to get you out of your head.
And how do we do that?
When you're in there, blow every last bit of air out of your lungs hard and fast. With no air in your lungs, your body will go into shocks, so no more logic getting in the way. Here.
A lot of times they say with the emotionality of an actor, you have to let go and get into your body.
And it seems clear from that first scene through everything we've seen, he has issues with control.
You can slate whenever you're ready.
Simon Williams, reading for Wonder Man.
Here we go, buddy. Don't stress.
Everything okay?
The Embera people believe if a soul fails to turn right after death, it ends up in a dark and treacherous place. Well, I've been to the void.
Ooh, cool. Chills.
I lived in that screaming silence. I know what it's like.
Awesome.
I lost whatever part was left in me that makes a person a person.
Yahya would be an amazing poet.
He's so good, man.
No one else ever gave a damn. No one.
Oh, they're moved. It's working.
But you can still walk away. I'm asking you nicely. Just walk away.
He made it his own.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful thing. Not thinking too much.
I'm not sure I'd do it again.
Why not? John Gielgud used to have me whipping with the belt across his bare ass every night before curtain up, and that was before we were friends. Then things got weird.
An actor needs to think to do the work. You have to fill in the backstory and the character's psychology. If you don't understand it, how can you perform it?
When we are born, we cry that we are come to this great stage of fools.
King Lear.
Well spotted. I had a run of it in Croydon back in the 80s. I really struggled with the role at first. Then I remembered that great speech from Hamlet, the purpose of playing. To hold as 'twere the mirror up to nature, to understand the world around us. The real work isn't digging for subtext or parsing a writer's intent. The real work is living.
Being present. Moment.
The thing he hasn't been doing.
That's why they call it letting go and being present, yeah.
Hey, let's keep in touch.
Of course. Oh, Simon, I've a good feeling about today. Something fateful in the air.
Oh, what's that look?
I'm so happy Ben Kingsley gets to play a fuller character than just like the comedic relief of what he was before. And there's still comedy to the character, but it's more subdued than it was before.
He's doing what he does in the scene. Just data.
How are drinks?
$15 for a Virgin Mary. It's bloody criminal.
Trevor.
Oh.
Third contact was
He's
established.
not actually.
Third contact. He was at the matinee?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
And then you ran into each other at the audition?
And then we had drinks. Third contact.
Trevor, you need to take this seriously. Simon Williams is super powered. He's unstable.
Oh, shoot.
Weird.
You sure he's
Who is this?
Don't fret. I've got him right where I want him.
Oh, no. Damn.
Damn, that had me going.
Yeah, I really liked their friendship.
Okay, we're doing.
He really likes him too.
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing this trope of the pretending to be friends until they actually become friends. But I think the way they're executing it,
it works
so far
for
is
me.
great. Yeah, it's not about the familiar beats. It's about how you execute it, and I feel like they're doing it great.
They're acknowledging that there was a big showdown here with the Mandarin and Iron Man 3.
Yeah, that's
This is the location of.
Daniel.
Hey, that's why it's
Andrew Guest. Oh shit! Okay,
created for TV by.
All right,
that was well directed. I get it, man.
That was awesome.
It has me even more excited for his Spider-Man.
Right?
Let's move on to part 2.
I was 10 when the acting bug first bit. My first audience was my dear old mum Dorothy.
Going to somewhere in Asia.
Yeah.
It was the least I could do after all she gave to me.
Yes. Yep. That was in All Hail the King.
She always believed in me, believed in my acting.
Yeah.
I'd never have made it without her.
Everyone's favorite Marvel property. All Hail
You
the
watched
King.
it.
Yeah, it's true. I've had some low points, some bits I'd rather forget. But that's all behind me now. 13 years sober, back in Hollywood, ready to make my mum proud.
Oh, he was leaving from and then going to.
And I'm going to prove her right.
And then he got recruited.
Yeah, okay, this makes more sense. Yeah, leaving from Talal, being under the
Yep.
Mandarin, yeah.
You're under arrest.
I'm not resisting.
I'm happy acknowledging this. Thank you.
We're not together.
Damn.
People call me a terrorist. I consider myself a teacher.
Teacher.
Wonder if it's gonna be like his episode. Then we go back to the two of them.
Ready for another lesson.
39 hours ago, Ali al-Salam Air Base in Kuwait was attacked.
I did that.
Hey, this guy.
Damage control guy from Spider-Man.
I'm gonna shoot him in the head. Live on your television.
Acting.
There's squibs, blanks.
You sure about that?
Why are we going through all this again? I had my trial, I went to jail.
I never finished your sentence.
Not my fault.
No one cares. You have two options. Option one, you go back to prison and finish your sentence. And then you have option two, which is you do a little work for the Department of Damage Control.
Option two, thanks.
This is Simon Williams. You're an actor. Do you think you can get close to him?
I would need some bait. An audition could work.
Shouldn't be hard to set up a fake one.
You need to find out what projects are coming up. Something juicy. Something Simon Williams would be particularly excited about.
Crazy.
Cool. That was a really quick way to catch us up. That was very effective.
Yeah, and I like how they acknowledged that he was in Shang-Chi without having to really go into it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the heightenedness of that might distract from the groundedness of this.
How in the hell did Ruth Bakshi call me about your audition for Wonder Man?
Yeah, see, that's kind of a funny thing.
I'm sorry, Janelle.
I had to. It's just something about this role. It feels like the one, like it was made for me. You know what I mean?
It also showed us that it's a real property, so he's gonna book it. It's real.
She loved me, didn't she?
Simon, stop.
She loved me.
She's putting you up for an opportunity that you actually have a real shot at.
It's a self-tape for an indie feature, The Carlisle.
Get it to me as soon as you can.
Cause she type with Von Kobe.
Because she's a great casting director.
No, I got you.
Do you? Do you got me?
It's hard to have chemistry when you're not in the same scene or probably not even talking to each other, but they did it.
Yeah.
How is it that no matter who I bring in here, boy or girl,
Man, I did not miss auditioning.
mother or that odd poetry teacher, you never judge?
Yeah, smart. Record the other actor's lines.
Yeah, he's his own scene partner.
You never judge.
Who says?
Who says what?
That I don't judge. Maybe I'm just good at hiding it.
He is good.
Great setup.
I like how he's like doing a good job in this audition shit too.
Yeah, I like that this is such a different him and then the presentation of it, just like his accent on set of American Horror Story.
Every movie poster and stuff.
I remember that.
Is a 70s movie. 60s, 70s movie.
Girlfriend needs to help him a lot.
Yo, you got a Hulk problem.
He's got Hulk pants.
Yeah.
I guess it is. It's also interesting that Department of Damage Control would take over the role Shield would have
If they hadn't imploded because of Hydra.
The other eye.
Ooh.
Cool.
Whoa, brother, what happened to you? Whoa.
What a great way to show that effect. Oh, man.
Did you notice any signs of visible enhancement?
What exactly?
I don't know. Like a subtle glow, maybe?
The Cafe 101?
The Department of Damage Control considers Simon Williams an extraordinary threat. I think we've wasted enough time trying to search for this perfect audition.
It was worth it.
I think we could have gone with Megan 3.0.
Simon Williams needs help with an audition, wants me to come over.
That is great news. I want you to wear this. When you enter his place, find his computer and place this right on top, and I'll handle the rest.
I love that if Trevor was willing to play a terrorist, he'd be willing to do this to get out of it. Like he's the guy that's down to just whatever it takes.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You can go now.
I think we've waited long enough.
I'll handle the role of Trevor Slattery if you don't mind. Okay. That might be tricky. I would have to move some things around, but there might... I could manage...
Just say, see you in 20.
I would never text a sentence fragment.
Don't mess this up, Trevor.
Yep.
A place has great hash browns.
That is interesting, like master shots of like a clear divide between like dark and light.
It's Trevor Slattery.
Cool, be right down.
Wait, aren't I coming up?
I also love how it feels authentically LA and not like the LA you see on TV traditionally.
Look, I just went through a breakup, so it's kind of hard to focus in there. I got to be centered for this.
Okay, so where do we go?
It's a self-tape studio, not far from here.
And what, pray tell, is a self-tape studio?
Expensive.
Oh, sorry, I've got to take this.
I'll sign this up.
I couldn't get into his apartment.
How did you already screw this up? Stay close and keep an eye out for anything suspicious.
I think I can handle that.
Trevor, oh, we're up.
Oh, gotta go. Uncle Vanya?
In the vein of Igby Goes Down, or The Only Living Boy in New York. I'm thinking the waiter character is third generation from the Bronx. His father always wanted to own his own restaurant. He was a great cook.
Damn, it's like flowing out of him.
Not
Wait,
sure
does
how
it?
you'll convey all this with, would you like to charge it to your room?
I'd like to prepare before we start.
No, sorry, the two of us, we can handle it. That's why we came together.
Well, you should have read the waiver you signed because it stipulates that I read all off-camera lines.
That's crazy.
Would you like to charge it to your room?
Oh, sorry, is that me?
Oh my God.
Let's start again.
What an old ass camera. Pick up the pace. Don't direct.
Would you like to charge it to your room?
How is it that?
What? Oh, Jesus.
I think we're good. Thank you, Marcy.
Is it that? That sounds weird, right?
Thank you, Marcy.
You need to get your money back.
Right.
Oh man,
What
the
the hell?
PTSD. When you went into like Always Sunny phase, did you do a lot of auditions?
Yeah, of course.
This is
I hate
dramatic.
it. Fuck,
This
it's
is
a big
not
part of-
fun.
I genuinely hate auditions.
It's quality because it hurts me again.
And I realize I don't care about this enough to
Pursue it to hate 90% of your life.
Make yourself at home.
Wow. This place is crazy.
Sure beats the old dungeon.
Almost every center frame has something in the divide. It's kind of weird.
Like comic frames.
Directed by John Irvin.
You've seen Turtle Diary?
Of course. You and Glenda Jackson free a couple sea turtles from the London Zoo, but you really free yourselves along the way.
No, yeah? How am I just realizing that now? There's a tradition in the theatre of handing down your prop to the next generation. This particular skull's had quite the journey. It was used by David Garrick when he played Hamlet. He gave it to Keane, who passed it to Irvin, who passed it to Burton, who left it in a bar, and I nicked it.
Chekhov's skull, that's going to be important.
Is this you?
My mother, Dorothy. She was a nurse. She always believed I'd make a great performer one day, have a positive impact on the world.
I like that we're getting more information about that because I just touched on it barely in the short.
Now we've got this. When I ask him to stop, he just plays louder. Should we get to work?
All of his props, says the Mandarin.
How is it that no matter who I bring in here, that should be whom, by the way?
That is obnoxious.
He stopped. All right, let's set up.
You should have set up.
Yeah.
Between your lines, that's where the character...
Oh my God.
It's never been this hard to do a tape in my life.
We could shoot on the street or in your car.
What? No, it's too weird. It's a waiter scene.
You have any friends we could ask?
No.
You've been out here for how long now?
8 years.
8 years.
No friends.
What about you? You've been out here for decades. Where are all your friends?
Used to have plenty. Oh.
Again, the difference, like something to split. It's so cool.
Damn.
Those are real homes, people.
Stupid as expensive.
Is that
all
Joe?
Joey Pants!
It is Joey.
Hey! Oh, I'm so excited. Oh. I love that we get pay off for that joke earlier about him being like, some people love him.
That's why we just saw him in Last of Us. It looks so different.
Man.
Joe Pantoliano, Simon Williams.
I love
Joey himself.
Joey Pants.
Yeah, of
That's
course.
awesome.
Plus, you know, I never eat a steak without thinking about you in the Matrix.
In the Matrix!
Yeah.
Trippy.
I like this guy.
I love that it's him as him so much.
Not enough to make a living. You gotta make a killing. So,
Okay.
my favorite, we got some duck prosciutto, some roasted peppers from my garden.
Joey
and
Pants be this
we
rich?
just flew in the moods.
Residuals go crazy.
If you got into real estate.
You know, people don't appreciate all the work that goes into the audition process. I'm offer only, so it's hard for me to relate.
All that memento money.
Man, I'm so glad all that Mandarin business is behind you. I mean, the performance was good. I was worried about you, man. That was some dark shit.
Well, weird how people can just view that as a performance.
Baby's day out.
I'm sorry, I'm at Joe Pantoliano's house right now. He just offered me Mott's from Hoboken. He got a treat in the foyer. I'm just trying to be polite. I'm in here code switching and everything.
Okay, all right. And don't do what you always do, Simon, okay? I know you're already overthinking and doing that bullshit. Just be normal, okay? Can you play that? Normal man.
She's great. Normal man. Normal man.
Well, I miss you, Dr. Jack.
What's that supposed to mean?
Dr. Jack Kronk. That was your character.
All right, lovely. Before you stole the lead from me.
Oh, they're about to leave Joey's house.
I'm surprised you bring that up, Joe Pantoliano, right to my face.
Damn.
You were high, out of your mind. You weren't showing up to set, and when you did, you were screaming white worms were coming out of your skin.
Oh, no.
That you couldn't handle the pressure of being the lead.
Wow.
Can we please tape this audition already?
Wow.
I'm so happy I rewatched the stuff with him. Just it brings so much more weight in the ramifications of his actions. It's awesome.
Shoot this, gentlemen, shall we?
All of his awards.
Well, yeah, I've been lucky. Hell, if I was British, they would have knighted me by now.
Sir Ben Kingsley cut to.
Louis B. Mayer, he had a saying, the most important thing about acting is sincerity.
I'd believe
Trying to
that.
fake that, you got it made. Acting, it's just a job. Yeah, it's a great way to make a buck, but the minute you try to get something else out of it, fame, validation, getting even with your parents, whatever. You keep digging that hole and you'll never get out.
I love the writing in this show.
Oh, I envy you to finally be done with it all.
Oh.
Not have to worry about your weight.
Dude, you're so
or
condescending.
your appearance.
Oh, God.
Actually, he's not done with acting.
Oh, shit. He's stepping up for him.
He just had a huge audition for a lead role in a Von Kovac movie.
Well, holy shit, that's terrific.
Don't pretend to be happy for him, Joe Pantoliano.
Yes.
Yeah.
That speech was the dumbest, most patronizing thing I've ever heard.
Oh, yes. Stand up for your boy.
Baby's Day Out is garbage. Even that dumb baby couldn't make you funny.
Damn.
Acting isn't a job, it's a calling. It's the single most consequential thing anyone could ever do.
Gosh. Fascinating. It's as much of his show as it is.
Yeah,
it's
no,
really
it's a
two-hander.
two-hander for sure.
Barry,
Berkman?
what's this I'm hearing about a new Von Kovac movie? And why am I not meeting on it?
Try to steal the lead.
Of course.
I love the layers. And this shows how good of a person he is while he's spying on him. And it validates that he did steal it.
It's all right, man. I know a place we can go.
Has Trevor crossed over into the comics yet?
No.
It's crazy. He's such a
So
big,
many characters have, but
Yeah, such a big part of.
he might have been like an
Marvel right
annual. He might have been like something, but nothing consequential.
Okay.
All this time I've been assuming the line, maybe I'm just good at hiding it, was like a gentle rebuff, telling the kid to watch himself.
Right.
I'm wondering if the waiter's actually feeling some type of connection. Like maybe it's an invitation. Maybe I'm just good at hiding it. You can trust me with your secrets. Feel free to tell me more, that kind of thing.
This episode Steve.
Yes. And he's actually letting Trevor in.
Every episode's movie reflecting the scene so far. Beautiful.
Would you like to charge it to your room?
How is it that no matter whom I bring in here, boy, girl,
He's doing the accent.
or that odd poetry teacher I'm too close with, you never judge?
He's lost.
That I don't judge. Maybe I'm just good at hiding it.
Cool.
Ugh. Maybe I'm just good at hiding it. Do I send it?
You'd be crazy not to.
You think it's good?
It's transcendent.
It's like Michael Mann levels of depth for such a small role.
I gotta pee.
Yeah, the color palette of his apartment has kind of changed. It's a little more muted.
It makes me sad people probably won't get the chance because it's not traditional comic book. It doesn't have action.
Yeah.
It's just good character
Still
show.
doing it.
He has to.
I know.
He has to learn not to be selfish.
Oh.
All that running around today, I'm starving. Never had double prosciutto before. It's not bad.
The secrets we just discussed coming to light.
It's a giant W.
Yeah?
Pepperoni. Don't judge.
No. I'll call it in.
The guy puts walls up and literally on the wall. Wow, he could have caught that on the laptop. Good thing he actually took the drape out. Yeah.
Damn, that breezed by, man.
Show's so good.
Right?
Show's so good.
Oh, man. Loving it.
Fellow reject, I've learned the hard way that more effort isn't always the answer. Sometimes it's pacing. There were stretches in my life where I was training hard, working nonstop, still hitting that midday brain fog and fatigue. Truth be told, still deal with that like pretty much like every week. However, the thing I take to counter that when I realize I should slow down is this bad boy. I am a devotee to liquid IV. I take hydration very, very serious. It really did click with me when I started getting my health in order, post-workout especially. Like, I sweat a lot. Sometimes I hit that steam room too. And I realized water alone just wasn't cutting it. Getting proper sodium and potassium, right, minerals makes such a difference. That's exactly why I've been using Liquid IV's hydration multiplier daily. Last year, still now, I'm even going to go traveling and I'm bringing like a whole box with me. It's powered by LIV Hydra Science with an optimized ratio of electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients that help hydrate faster than water alone. Just one stick of this in 16 ounces of water, or sometimes they even mix with like a protein shake, gives 3 times the electrolytes of your leading sports drink, plus 8 essential vitamins and minerals. I really do get obsessed about that kind of thing, including B vitamins and vitamin C, immunity, brain, baby. So I always take one generally after a workout, sometimes during long work days, definitely when traveling or hitting higher altitudes. I tend to keep like a packet in my bag everywhere I go. It's easy, just tear it, pour it, mix it. I love flavors like this one, the lemon lime. I also got at home the passion fruit, the tropical punch. There's a lot of sugar-free options as well. They're non-GMO, vegan, free from gluten, dairy, and soy, and no artificial sweeteners. So if you're related with anything I had to say, I can tell you right now, you could rehydrate with better hydration from Liquid IV. Tear, pour, live more. Go to liquidiv.com and get 20% off your first order with code REJECTS. That's 20% off with code REJECTS at liquidiv.com. Thank you, Liquid IV, for not only sponsoring this video, but being part of literally my day-to-day.
I care so much more about this Simon Williams than the comic one.
I shouldn't have left them alone. Petit point. It's just so hard since their father passed.
Oh, shoot.
Take a deep breath for me. You're sure he was inside when the fire broke out?
Did he start it?
As soon as I smelled
But he's fine. His lungs are good, so he's invulnerable. That's showing us his invulnerability.
Mrs. Williams, your son shows no signs of smoke inhalation. He's got no cough.
Whoa.
Not even skin irritation. I don't think I've seen a healthier 13-year-old in my life. It's great.
Thank goodness.
But you should be more careful when using the stove on your own. It was the stove, right?
I know it was him.
Yeah.
She's protecting him.
Merci, thank you.
Supernatural threats. That's our simple directive. Protect this country from supernatural threats. We've got the men and women.
The one. She was like...
and an incredibly expensive, state-of-the-art, high-security prison.
No, the refs, they've got cannon. What's that?
You know what the problem is? Our prison is half empty. Half empty.
We need
and
more
the Congressional
prisoners.
Budget Office is up our looking at every nickel and dime are costing the taxpayer.
We need more incarceration.
Yep.
Now what up, everybody? Let me set the scene. But I'm still going out for the football team.
Woo. Oh, he likes him so much.
Yeah.
There are so many self-tapes. Here's what we know. We have the police reports of the kitchen fire when Simon was 13. We have last year's porta-potty explosion on the set of The Rookie, and thanks to you, we can place him at the scene.
And you're sure he's dangerous? He seems like a sensitive soul to me.
Simon's mother's birthday is tomorrow. I want you there. Do some digging with the family about the fire
This feels like we might be crossing a line.
Well, if you don't, you're going back to prison.
Wait, that wasn't the deal.
Well, it is now.
Can't believe I'm feeling sorry for Trevor Slattery.
Yeah, dude.
It's like Destin Daniel Credit or the team behind this realized, like, we have Ben Kingsley, guys.
Maybe we should use Ben Kingsley.
Maybe we should use Ben Kingsley.
I mean, the groundwork for someone sympathetic like his character has been there the whole time. They're just finally mining it for something real.
And he's the best meta character for this.
You know who are outside? The Manning brothers.
That's not funny.
If they don't give you a call back, it means they're clowns, making a terrible movie you wouldn't want to be part of anyway.
Aww.
Besides, the work of an actor isn't getting jobs. Your work is acting. You can always find a way to act.
Yeah, you're right.
That's why the real Yahya got 2 degrees, 1 in architecture, 1 in theater, so he'd build the stage himself.
Maybe it's like Casey says. Maybe a fella ain't got a soul of his own, just a little piece of a big soul. One big soul that belongs to everybody. Then it don't matter. I'll be all around in the dark. I'll be everywhere. Wherever you can look. Wherever there's a fight so hungry people can eat, I'll be there.
On the page, it looked like nothing. The beginning, simple, almost comical.
What weird jazz.
Like 2 actors just acting at each other.
Like act off.
This is no composition by a performing monkey. This was a music I'd never heard before, filled with such longing. It seemed to me that I was hearing the voice of God.
I love the meta-ness of Simon Williams being an actor who wants a meaty role and Yahya's getting to play a super meaty role.
I gotta go. I'm supposed to be in Pacoima for my mom's birthday later.
A birthday celebration in Pacoima? How exciting. I've never been to Pacoima before.
I grew up there, and I promise you haven't missed anything. It's basically Cleveland.
All it is weights in his background.
Do you mind if I tag along?
Look, my family doesn't know I got fired from American Horror Story, so let's keep that between us.
Okay, that was the accent.
It's got kind of like a quirky tone to it, but the way the lighting is done is like done with a like film grit darkness.
It's way more of a drama than a comedy than I expected.
Yeah,
very
totally.
It's interesting.
You're right
Really
on
interesting.
time.
Mommy, this is Trevor, my industry friend.
It's lovely to meet you, Mrs. Williams.
Oh, it's so nice to meet one of Simon's work friends. I've been telling everyone about your American Horror Story movie.
It's not a movie, Mommy, it's television.
Oh, and it didn't get to be in it.
This is where Simon grew up.
Simon was born right in this house.
I wasn't born in the house.
Well, he knows what I mean.
Was traffic bad?
It was normal.
Did you bring the whipped cream?
I can go out.
I asked you to do one thing.
Media judgment.
Why do you look familiar?
Trevor Slattery, trained at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, did bits and bobs in the West End.
Weren't you the Mandarin?
You have to see the new kitchen. Give them the tour.
Follow me.
It's so cool. Like they're spending so much time getting to know Simon Williams before Wonder Man, and
I
like
care
so
much
much time.
about Simon Williams.
It's crazy. It's so weird.
Yeah, I haven't liked a new character this much since Shang-Chi. What were you going to say?
Some of my favorite writers have written Simon Williams, and I haven't cared this much. They've done such a good job.
Congratulations on a lovely kitchen. What did it look like before?
Beige and dark orange.
All that dark wood paneling. Remember that? It was before the fire.
Oh, there was a fire.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Oh, what happened?
Why do you want to know?
Oh, just making conversation.
We don't need to talk about it.
I mean, what 13-year-old doesn't understand how it's stolen?
It was my fault for leaving Simon alone in the house.
Oh, so Simon was alone when it happened?
Getting too aggressive about it, Trevor.
Yeah, you gotta chill, dog.
The way they do the set designs of everyone's like homes is like so real and lived in. Like they make them messy, you know?
Yeah, no, so it's extremely authentic. Yeah, it's like this is a great balance of authentically black, authentically struggling actor in LA, while authentically immigrant experience as well with his family.
Martha and I practically raised our kids together.
What was Simon like as a child?
Quiet.
Interesting.
Adjust lapel.
That's all you've got to say.
God.
His brother is weak. He's the nice one. So helpful.
I wasn't asking for your preference, Esther. Just some Simon stories. Bloody hell.
Oh?
Oh.
I like how they defend each other. Yeah.
He's spying on him while caring about him.
Any famous people? Or any superheroes?
No, not really.
I love Captain America.
Was he shaken up after the kitchen fire?
We didn't talk much.
He's always been quiet.
Like just last week, I had, 3 auditions and an acting class.
Is that a lot
For a week?
That's a full week.
5 weeks. Shit.
Oh, God.
You know I can understand you, right?
Yeah, that's crazy to talk about him like that in front of him.
Wow. I would sometimes feel that way with on my Filipino side. Except I couldn't understand what they were saying. I was like, say what you want.
All right, folks. On a manger. Let's eat.
I haven't met your family. I met Coy's family.
Yep.
Come on down.
A couple times.
Yeah.
And they're on the East Coast, Aaron.
This chicken tastes like it was
Born to be in the sauce.
I like it because there's so much drama, but there's also the levity you get with your family.
Has some big news.
Yeah, it's never black and white.
We just hired a new underwriter, which means I'm now an SVP and the manager of a team of 6.
Oh, chérie. That's wonderful.
Look at him all successful.
You know, there's a couple of our claims reps who are going to be promoted in the next quarter.
What?
So,
It's
we're
just
gonna have
directing
some
it.
The
openings.
guilt at not joining the father. Yeah.
I have a job acting. I hear I'm probably gonna get a call back.
Remind me what a callback is?
It's when they bring you back in to audition again.
So it's a second interview.
That's so smart.
For a job of this scale, a callback alone is a huge accomplishment.
What exactly are you doing at this
And
party?
Simon,
Oh.
How long have you known my brother?
Let's not forget that Simon just did the American Horror Story movie. Simon, tell your brother about the American Horror Story.
that's so real. Your family not actually knowing what you do or understanding
I
it.
tried to explain it and contextualize it.
But also makes sense why he stuck up for Trevor earlier, because he's used to being condescended by his family.
And being an outsider and outcast, which, you know, actor experience.
Mm-hmm.
Go into the darkness.
Simon's definitely onto him, though. This isn't good. We don't know what happened to the dad, right?
They haven't fully explained it yet. Yeah, we know he died.
Because he was in the flashback, but we haven't heard how.
I haven't been able to find much.
Sounds like you're not pushing hard enough.
Everyone finds it odd that I'm here. Nearly got into a fight with a neighbor woman.
He's the only white man at the cookout.
And he's asking a lot of questions.
Too many questions.
Keep trying. Maybe talk to everyone. No stone unturned.
What are you doing here?
Oh.
I even like the characterization of the DODC guy because he has pressure on him right now, too. It's not just being
it's
like
just
a
pushed
jerk.
down.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Now I know I can indulge without worrying about my cholesterol.
I'm so happy the show about the struggling actor has good character work.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Because it would not work without that.
Exactly.
Yeah, if the acting was bad in this show of all shows.
My mother's here.
Do you mind if I hide out in here?
He's about to fight her mom.
It is strange because the one concern I have with the show is that when it does go all superhero-y,
I'm afraid of the
try to lose the heart.
I'm really afraid of the Moon Knight thing where, like, the last episode.
I'm glad you're here, Trevor. You know, Simon never brought a friend to meet the family like this. Truthfully, he never really had a friend.
The only one he let in.
Only the man betraying him.
When Simon was little, he fell off his bike, cleaned him up, and he demanded I kiss his knee. After I kissed it, as I was putting on the Band-Aid, he looked up and said, "Thank you for loving me, Mommy."
Oh.
I thought I'd fall apart right there. I don't know if he meant it the way I took it, but all that time, I thought he didn't mind how alone he was.
Oh, wow.
I thought, okay, he has his acting, his Criterion DVD collection. Maybe he doesn't feel alone, but he was. And he felt it, even if he didn't say it.
He shared the movies with his dad, too.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was wondering how he passed because of that. What a great scene for the mom. That was incredible. And the first time I've thought of the comic, because that's how I feel about Simon Williams, that lonerness she just captured in a really unique way.
I remember in Avengers 151 when they go to the Haitian party. Remember? You guys remember that?
Oh, yeah. It's my favorite issue.
And Herbie's like making the sauce.
Oh, seeing how alone he is there, too.
Doesn't like it, though.
What happened on American Horror Story, Simon? You can't lie to me. I'm your brother.
Simon.
It wasn't my fault. It was creative differences.
Of course, nothing is ever your fault.
I say.
Oh, do you blame him for his dad dying?
He spends his entire life goofing off and somehow getting encouragement by you to keep doing it.
Goofing off? Who says goofing off? Come on, man.
Don't upset him.
Right. Don't upset him. Let's all just pretend.
Monsieur
spends his own mother's money.
Calm him. Calm him. Put a hand on him.
And I'm the crazy one for treating my grown-ass brother like an adult.
Back in the kitchen. Oh, what an effect. That's beautiful.
You're right. Back in the kitchen.
It's the same place.
Right by the stove.
That was stunning. That was a really cool effect.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Oh my god.
Like that visual effect shot was crazy.
That was amazing.
I want to give credit to how like subtle but like explosive in the silence and setup. That was great.
And he's so ashamed of his powers too.
Keeps it all locked in. Yeah.
It's funny, like we have a Hulk in the MCU, but this is actually doing a more honest portrayal of what it's like to deal with a stress rage problem.
Yeah, because they made the Hulk smart in like a movie.
He's funny though.
Yeah.
He's Mark
Killed
Ruffalo.
a lot of people in New York. It's fine.
No one's ever seen that side of me before, outside my family.
We don't have to talk about it.
He's protecting him. He's protecting him.
Oh yeah, the mic.
How it happened, I don't know why. I wish it would all just go away.
You don't owe me an explanation.
I don't have one.
Oh shit.
You know I'll never work again if anyone found out.
What are you talking about?
Because of DeMar Doorman Davis.
Sorry, who's DeMar Doorman Davis?
You're gonna explain the doorman situation. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's not like I have a career to worry about anyway. Maybe it's time for me to admit that Eric was right.
He's curious but doesn't want to press.
Abide with me. Fast falls the eventide.
What's that?
It's got me through some tough times. I sang it to my mum as she passed away.
That's nice, Trav. I appreciate it. But I don't need comforting. I need a break. All I see is this parade of talentless fools getting job after job. The dumb faces on deadline every day. Maybe it's time for me to admit that it's never gonna be me.
Oh, man.
I'm no Wonder Man.
Fascinating subversion because the Wonder Man always wants to be an Avenger. He always wants to be, and like here they just make it a role, but it's still in the here. Like it's genius because it's always the wanting, the striving, and the loneliness that comes from that, and turning that into a meta commentary. Genius.
Throw it out.
Come on.
Break it. Yes. Good, man.
Thanks for waiting.
Put his life on the line.
Oh.
You got a call for Wonder
That
Man.
was Janelle, my agent.
You got the break.
Bad news.
She was trying to get a hold of the both of us. Know I had your info.
They're gonna be the Bartleby and Wonder Man.
What happened?
We both got callbacks for Wonder Man.
Oh, man, he needs this, bro.
I care so much about a fictional actor doing fictionally well.
Crazy.
Man, if this show sticks to the landing, it's so good.
It's so good.
If this show sticks to landing, man, this may be in my top tier of MCU.
It's top third so far for me. That's how I see it. Like,
100%. Oh, no.
I wonder if it's gonna be on set. Are we skipping ahead?
No, he's got to meet with like the director. You can't skip the callbacks and all that.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
Oh, we're gonna okay. So I think this is gonna be the Registration Act in a different way because I think Doorman is gonna be like the problem of superheroes because they didn't fully do Registration Act.
I can't let y'all in.
I think he's gonna kill.
You see right there, it says,
It's gonna be like Stanford.
Texas, and I heard they dance weird out there.
I think we'll be okay.
All right, get your ass in there, girl. Look who's in the house.
Josh Gad.
What? There he is. Stand back. What's up, Mr. Gad? How you doing?
It's himself.
Anyway, so what's cooking tonight? Oh, y'all gonna have fun tonight. We got the guy from Imagine Dragons DJing.
Radioactive, most important song of the last 3 years. Easy.
3.
Why don't you come in and have a drink with me? Yeah?
Oh, that's very nice of you. Come here.
Josh Gad would have been my fan cast for Doc Ock.
He'd be great.
Yeah.
But now he's Josh Gad.
Now he's Josh Gad.
I wonder if there's gonna be roles where we cross over because the multiverse.
Yeah, maybe. Fingers crossed.
Seems like it was live in here. The line outside was slammed.
People went apeshit when Olaf started crowd surfing. The first time I tipped you out was 3 years ago.
I've been here that long.
It's Hollywood. You don't meet a lot of people in this town who are happy with where they're at. Hold on to that.
Oh no.
You're gonna be hauling a stinky bag of garbage in about 2 seconds.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
fun while it lasted.
Does he kill Josh Gad?
Roxanne.
Nice.
Oh, what the hell? We said it at the same time. Whoa. What the freak? Don't touch that shit.
Whoa.
11.
Huh? Oh.
Doorman.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. If I'm wondering what this is gonna do.
Whoa. This is a trip. Wow, that was cool.
Gnarly.
Oh.
Oh no.
Chance! Chance, I'm coming!
Trippy.
Hello?
What the hell is going on?
Come here. Come here.
What the hell are you doing? Get out of my apartment!
Ma'am!
Oh, no.
This is a misunderstanding. I put my hand in some goo, and all
Oh,
of a sudden,
no.
my dog fell through the floor. I promise I'm not breaking in.
Whoa. He's a human portal.
Okay, but he can grab his dog.
Maybe because he focused on it? Weird.
Oh, shit.
Listen, we are totally packed tonight, pushing it on the fire code, so just, don't let anyone else in until it clears out a bit.
Gotcha.
Bees of buzz.
He's doing the Frozen song.
The licensing on this show must have. I mean, luckily it's all Disney, but.
Oh, no. All the W's, Wonder Man.
It's stuck!
Josh Gad's fault.
I can't get it open.
Keep trying.
Try your new powers.
Come on, doorman. Don't use
They
the door.
established
Be the door.
Yeah, they established that earlier. The door's messed up.
That is terrifying.
I am the doorman.
Ah! The door was jammed. Quick, go through me! Go through me.
Julia, what is he saying? I think he said he wants us inside him.
Oh, God.
He's saying he wants us to go through him.
This is great.
How do I do this? Do I just enter you?
I really don't know, really. Hold on, just give me a second.
Now.
Okay. All right.
Oh, wow.
It's like a C-list version of Cloak, but they're making it work.
It works!
This is great.
Hurry, this shit ain't easy.
What the hell?
We got everyone out.
You just saved everybody's life in that building. You just saved my life. I gotta pay you back.
I don't need anything.
How about a new job?
What?
You can go be a doorman anymore.
He's
Come work for me.
adjusted to his powers. It's crazy.
Fine here. Got a good ball.
Starting salary is $200K plus benefits.
Oh.
That'll work. Yeah.
The man in question appears to be DeMar Davis, former Wilcox employee who's affectionately been dubbed Doorman. Seemingly has the power to move himself and his boss through solid walls.
He's so good for paparazzi. It's smart.
It seems he's exclusively using his talents in service of Gad. Meanwhile, this Mormon has just booked a new project, an action comedy called Cash Grab.
Cash Gad?
Frank Preminger, Hanover Agency.
He looks familiar.
Yeah, well, he was in the room. He's part of Simon's agency.
Oh, that's why. Just 2 episodes ago.
You ever think about acting?
Nah, not my thing.
Keep it. You never know. It's just, the heist is feeling flat.
Oh, Morgan J. What the hell? What are you doing in here?
I agree. I think we need something more original.
I may have something.
Look, man, I want to help out. I can't act.
I can't act. It's never stopped me from being an actor.
Bringing a real actor, then you can fake it CGI.
Yeah, but what makes it cool is that it's you. People know who you are. They would go crazy.
Superheroes being in movies before Wonder Man sets up a lot.
You have something that other people just don't. It's a charisma, a charm. On top of all of that, you can become a door. It is not every day that an opportunity like this just falls into your lap. You do realize that,
I
right?
wonder what the hell happens. That
Makes it a warning.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
It's going to be great.
So it looks like a.
We've been training 10 years for this, and now we've only got 30 seconds to grab some cash.
This does not seem like the kind of role they would give Josh Gad.
Woo! His costume in the comic.
That's great. That's awesome.
did I tell you? Doorman Davis comes a knocking. There's the door, man.
I remember when shows used to have guest stars like that.
Best visual effects. Must be space.
Ding to the dome.
Ding to the dome.
You want to pick?
Everything's going so great.
Dang, girl, you done got fine. What's up? Mind if I come in for a drink? Oh, of course. Mr. Dorman, please, head right in. Yeah. Oh, if things quiet down, won't you come have a drink?
Hey, pay it forward.
I love that. Thank you. Ding dong.
Just catch-all catchphrase.
I'm worried there's a thing called the Stanford incident that happens, and a lot of people die. And I think that might be what's about to happen.
Yeah, he doesn't fully understand his powers.
Y'all, this is Bridget Bailey, #1 club owner in LA.
Wow, look at you. You look great.
Thank you.
I heard you got a movie out.
Ding dong.
Ding dong.
How you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
You know, same old, same old. So, you happy?
Damn straight.
And not many people are happy out here. But you see something,
Yeah.
huh? You see something.
Sadder now. Okay. I'm nervous whenever he's in a
Might
crowd.
make more sense as a catchphrase. That's a good one, Samuel. Mark that one.
Don't read Twitter, man. Don't do it.
Oh, getting you on the head.
I'm real tired of this ding dong business. Some fools are hating, but Doorman still makes me smile.
This dude's so sincere.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm a little nervous about the bit.
Don't sweat it. People love when you can poke a little fun at yourself, man. Trust me.
Okay.
Oh, man. We're going to watch, like, the downfall of his career, too.
Our homie was in Grand Crew.
Started sabotaging himself.
Yeah, a very underrated show on Peacock.
I'm a little thirsty. Oh. Tastes like door. A ding dong.
Oh, God.
Ding dong. I mean, who is that? That's not me, is it? A lot of people don't realize that. I've been taking acting classes at the Stella Adler Academy.
Ooh.
Well, let's see some of that training.
I'm so tense.
Self-deprecating or humiliation.
Alas, poor Uric. I knew him, Horatio, a fellow of infinite ding dong.
Yeah, it's turning himself into a joke.
Ogilvy's cutting the contract short. They just feel the joke's a little
old.
Stale.
Exactly. That's why we need to come up with some new ideas. Let me pitch you
too
something.
late, DeMar. They already signed Michael Strahan.
Damn.
That don't even make sense. Just a normal guy.
He is charming AF and apparently suffers from chronic constipation.
Oh, God.
Can we fight this? I mean, we got a contract, right?
I don't think we want to take on a huge advertising agency.
Things are getting pretty tight. Behind on car payments and a few other things.
Aw, dude.
You got to be more careful with your money. You know how this business works. You can't count on the next paycheck until it's in your hands.
Wow.
You've never said that.
I'm saying it now. You don't have any other superpowers you didn't tell me about, right?
Use you up and spit you out, man.
Just a door thing.
Okay, this is a tiny little dip. We're gonna get back on top. We're gonna get you something better. Trust me.
Does he have the skills for that?
With the potato bag, your potatoes will come fluffy on the inside and chewy on the outside. You hear that sound? I think the potatoes just said ding dong.
DeMar Davis has been hit with several lawsuits over his involvement in the
of
potato
course,
bag product,
controversy.
which has been found to cause severe steam burns.
Yeah, I was going to say you're just hold the hot potato.
Hey, doorknobs. I just wanted to get on today just to let you know that I'm sorry to the hundreds of you who experienced steam burns from using the potato bag.
Oh, jeez.
And that I, too, was misled.
Oh, it's live.
by
Shoot.
America Product Incorporated. So stay supportive, and I will stay supporting you. Keep knocking.
This has a great handle on pacing to span this much time.
Yeah, the whole show has a great handle.
The
but
bottle
for-
episode 4, and it's just the whole, yeah. Those are all real addresses. I lived on Kingsley for a little bit.
I feel like he's going to act out.
Yeah, I'm worried.
He's going to...
Oh, shit.
Here's my best friend.
Miss you, man.
Guess what, though? Studio wants cash grab, too.
Really?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, something bad had to have happened on a set.
Kind of remind me of when Atlanta season 3 had their isolated episodes.
Yeah.
Everybody use that again.
I'm coming.
Does that happen every time you go to sleep?
Yeah, how often does he visit that?
Tomorrow, you're all right with that, right? The stunts?
Of course. Me and Tom Cruise, we do our own stunts, baby.
Mark, you good, bud?
You're drunk.
Okay.
I love that it's called Cash Grab.
You ready?
Always.
How's this stunt gonna go wrong?
What if they do something bad to Josh Gad?
Uh-oh. He's not doing great.
I'm going through.
Oh, no. Don't go through yet. Is he gonna get stuck?
You gonna kill Josh Gad?
Or does Josh Gad kill him by accident?
Oh, no. Gross.
Where is he?
Oh, no. Oh,
Take it!
oh, no.
And like, who do you call?
Where is Josh Gad? The world wants to know.
Oh, no.
So I just want to say I called it, the second Josh Gad showed him.
This feels like a Marvel Atlanta type of episode. That's crazy.
DeMar Davis will be continually monitored for the rest of his life.
Oh,
We do everything
jeez.
in our power to ensure a tragedy of this magnitude never happens again.
Gross.
Every major studio in Hollywood is doing their part.
Oh, we're going color.
Yeah.
Tragedy.
Must be a documentary about him.
The doorman clause.
Shuts the door on superpowers.
Going forward, it will be nearly impossible for superpowered individuals to perform in major motion picture or TV roles.
Everything okay?
See a background player.
General Hospital or something.
It's all good.
He already has to hide who he really is, and it's just got so much worse.
Yeah.
Wow.
A version of it, like the smaller portable. Wow, that was fascinating.
Whoa.
As he goes through a door.
Yeah, good call.
Oh.
Oh, wow. The titles will show up to the very end. This show is so good.
So good.
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
I am shocked. I'm shook.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to continue for 5 through 8, but let's pause and talk about it. I feel like especially a good time to pause and talk about it.
Yeah.
And when you have an episode like that, I think it would be a complete disservice to do that. So firstly, I want to thank Prepper for editing down these highlights. You guys you have a task ahead of you, so I appreciate you doing this little movie for us. And, of course, to get the full reaction watch-along, or watch-along the entire thing with Aaron and Coy and I, patreon.com/realrejects. Become a royal reject over there. Thank you to all who have been following us. Get copyright claims every single day. It helps offset a lot of that, so appreciate your support. And another great way you can support, rejectnationshop.com. Get yourself some teas. Barcode on screen. Well, here we go. I'm sure this will be a very short conversation. Let's go. Aaron did some rewatching here, and he was very enthusiastic about the Trevor Williams of it all. So, Aaron, my friend, how are you feeling? Take it away. You kick us off.
I'm feeling great. This show so far is easily one of the best things Marvel has done in years. I like that it doesn't have to rely on the larger building blocks of the MCU. We get a lot of talk about how the MCU's fallen off and like, what is this thing going to lead into Doomsday, or like, how are these building blocks going to be something that's more relevant to the bigger picture? And I think a show like this is the perfect illustration of, it's not about the larger picture. It's about the right now. It's about the present. It's about the immediacy of the character that we're following. And this show's done a great job of establishing Simon Williams as not only an interesting lead, but one you can really sympathize with, one that they've done a great job of allowing you to understand and explore the many dimensions of this guy. And it doesn't need to be a superhero show or a sci-fi show. It just is interesting about this guy who has felt lonely his whole life, but who wants to connect, who has this thing that he wants to strive for. And this other guy who also has this semblance of a dark past and has his own feelings of loneliness and shame, and they come together to find camaraderie. I think there's a lot of layers to this show, and it's a show that's worthy of conversation. And I'm sad that it's being released all in one day, because this show is one that you can dissect week to week, episode to episode, and you can mine a whole lot of interesting conversations based off of these little pieces. I love the fact that it is authentically Los Angeles, not the Hollywood or gleaming version of what you see, like the Erewhons and the transplant LA. This feels authentic to that. I love that it feels authentically black, him and his relationship with his agent. I love that it feels authentic to the immigrant experience of not feeling like he is accepted by his family. Like, you need to get a real job, and not understanding the world that he's a part of. And I feel like it does a good job of even humanizing Trevor. You know, I just watched Iron Man 3 and All Hail the King, and Shang-Chi. Seems that this far Shang-Chi is the least relevant of the things that I watched, but them even diving into the fact that it spans a character's real course of time and history of 13 years. You know, Iron Man 3 happened 13 years ago in this universe, and he was drugged out and, you know, sleeping with women and just doing anything he could to get some semblance of recognition, because we find out about his past. Now, he was an actor in the 70s and 80s, and in that little short you see that he had a failed pilot for a Russian TV show, or like a traditional beat cop show, but he was playing like a Russian guy. And yeah, the series of failures he's gone through over the course of his life. I have a lot to say about this show, but I don't want to talk forever, so I will hand it off to you guys.
Wow. Coy, you were talking significantly during this about, you know, we talked a lot about Simon, and you were talking about how much you connected more with Simon here versus when you actually read him in the comics. And like, he's been around the comics for such a long time, and they're really doing their own thing. So can you first enlighten us a little bit on what he's kind of like more in the comics, and then why you're enjoying this one so much more?
So Simon Williams in the comics is a guy that always wants to be welcomed on the team. He's kind of his own worst enemy, because he's like an arrogant hotshot movie star, but he wants to be liked, and he doesn't want that he wants to be liked. So he wants to be an Avenger. He wants to be part of the inner circle, but his arrogance is what keeps him away. Or not even arrogance. His demeanor and way he carries himself is off-putting enough that, like, he's not who you think of as an Avenger, but he's a card-carrying Avenger. And what's interesting, I mean, he carries a bright red leather jacket, sunglasses. Like, he pushes people away with some of his own insecurities, and his movie starness is how that kind of comes to the forefront. And that's a very relatable character up into a point. Like, everyone can understand wanting to belong. Everyone can understand what it's like to be outside of a circle and wanting to be in it. All those things are the things I've always wanted to connect to more about Wonder Man. But I mean, there's a Brian Michael Bendis run of New Avengers I like. There's a few runs that was almost 20 years ago. Damn. Yeah, but so anyway, it's been a while since I feel like he's a character I've been like, that's a version of him I see. And this is really interesting. And it's selfish, but we all relate to art from our own lens, right? So, like, sometimes, like at the end of the year, when I make a favorites of list, I very much acknowledge, like, this isn't best of, because it is your experience of the art. And so now I will be talking about my experience of Simon Williams in this format, because this feels so personal to me in a lot of really interesting ways, in that I moved to LA 16 years ago. I was an actor, and I was not as talented as Simon Williams. I wasn't someone that had the strife of, I see how good I am. I'm auditioning all the time. I'm doing these, you know, day-to-day gigs. I'm a day player and all that stuff. But I was someone who was auditioning at all times, but I wasn't as good as he is. I had friends. I have friends that are this talented, that should be working, that had to go through that outsiderness of, like, I belong in this thing. I was fortunate that my family always supported me. My friends are always supported me. I always had circles. I always had people, but it was my own lack of acting skill that kept me from being better as an actor. And luckily I saw that before it ruined me. And I was so happy I, you know, drank myself silly in Boston so I didn't find heroin out here and all the things that happen to most people. This is beautifully a story of the outsiderness from a lens that we can all identify with, that we can all connect to, that we can all find ourselves in.
Yeah.
But to me specifically, I identify with this take so much more than the I want to be an Avengers take, because I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to be in those rooms, and I got in some of them, and they're so specific. I mean, Aaron talked already about the LA experience, but the LA actor experience is narrow hallways, having tiny trailers if you make it, and then auditioning and self-tapes and paying people to use a physical space by the minute, you know, having people come over to help you run lines. All of those little beats are recontextualized into a superhero story that doesn't really need the superhero stuff yet. And I think formatting wise, I love that we get our biggest superhero stuff in an episode that isn't about our lead. That way, when we come back from the commercial break, we've got more superhero stuff to come. I think it's a really smart way to have the show stay grounded, not have superhero stuff, take a break from the show we know, give context to something we've been teased, give an idea of this thing that's a threat to come. Let Chekhov's gun be the character that we get in episode 4, and then you establish all of the superpower stuff. Now, when we have superpower stuff, I assume in episode 5, 6, 7, 8, it won't feel as alien, but it didn't have to transition out of tone. On top of that, Joey Pants. Hilarious dialogue. On top of that, Josh Gad as himself. Like, it's doing the studio meets a PG version of The Boys meets the irreverence of the meta-ness of Simon Williams and She-Hulk and Deadpool and those characters in the Marvel Universe by way of humanizing Trevor Slattery, by way of making a much more relatable Simon Williams than the comic, and by way of people that watch the show are probably comic fans, maybe actors, at least people that are aware of the entertainment industry. And it's doing the thing that really good comic adaptations do, where it's approachable for everyone, but you get more out of it the more you know in the comic. On top of that, for me, it's doing that for acting stuff. Because if you'd never acted in your life, you probably still get some of the references because you've seen it in pop culture. But this is adding so many layers, much like the studio, to make it even more enhanced. And that's drawing me more to the Simon Williams than ever. And it also feels just really personal. And Yahya's killing it.
Yeah. Yahya's like in the first few minutes, Yahya was like, oh, I'm hooked into you. That opening scene just gets you hooked into him, and it never lets go the entire time. There's so many ways to be relatable with, even if you're not an actor, you know, like just the very concept of the loneliness and finding the way of expression through movies. That's something that I really identify with too. Like I might put up a mask or adopt a certain personality, but sometimes I learn personalities from movies. I learn about things from movies, and it's clearly something that he genuinely loves. And this show does a great thing where it's called Wonder Man. He has such a wonder that's never been lost when it comes to cinema, that he clearly has like this affinity for it that is the thing that keeps him going. And they drape the look of the movie, though, in the realism of what LA is actually like. And that is what it's like living in LA, where it's kind of shitty out here in a lot of ways. And it's packed and it takes forever to go everywhere. You got to be really patient with everything. And it feels like contained, even though it's such a big city. But a big part of what keeps us all here and going is our love for just the actual experience of movies, and like knowing like random trivia and behind the scenes. It's just, you just kind of get like addicted to, and that is incredibly relatable in how the entire thing is portrayed. I respect the show so much for having the balls. It really takes. I understand the choice to release it, like if. It's not the week-to-week event TV that like a superhero show would generally be. So I understand that. At the same time, this is the exact kind of writing and execution that would elevate Marvel. And this, like we've talked so much about, they need to do things that are different. Like the industry needs to do something that's different, that doesn't just feel like this isn't a superhero show. It's a comic book adaptation is more of how I put it. You know, maybe the last 4 episodes are like a weird superhero show, but this to me, like so far, is the furthest thing from a superhero show. Yeah. It's all about Simon and this struggle with acceptance, this struggle to let people in, this struggle with vulnerability, and then watching this friendship form in such a, it's like so deliberate in how the connection with him and Trevor Slattery is going, so much to the point that I forget, and I mean this in a very genuine way, like I forget and don't care about I care about the power stuff for what it represents, but I don't care about the superhero side, if that makes sense. Yeah. You know, like all that stuff of what it thematically means for him is the intrigue that that's the part that I identify with. That's the part that's missing from the Hulk. You know, I love it so much, and I respect that they do it so much to the point with Simon of just going into him. Most shows, if they wanted to take this approach, would still feel like they have to balance each episode out. You know, they have to tease a little bit more superhero shit. They have to do a little bit more power shit in order to make, like, worry about, like, this doesn't feel like there's fucking Marvel Studio meddling. You can't get going in. Like, you got to meddle this shit in here. Like, I forget about it. And maybe there's a large chunk. Maybe the Marvel meddling is, I don't think people will be interested in this as much because there's so much. You have to have audience that's going to be like patient with it. And maybe this is actually, maybe the wait is actually a good thing, because the wait, what I mean by the wait is the postponing on the release is actually a good thing, because this is coming at a time when they need to prove they can do something different. And if you're like starting off the year with something that's so character driven, and then you end off the year with Avengers Doomsday, you know,
that does show range.
Like the variation of it.
A giant spectacle, nostalgia, everything December, but starting off like we can write a show January.
Yeah. And I think the thing that, as we're talking that I'm really sort of processing, is that I think it was a very smart and intentional choice to race swap and make Simon a black character. And I feel like, you know, in a lot of circumstances, in a lot of circumstances, you know, I feel like when you do that, it may not be something there. The racial identity of a character may not be something that's important for some other characters. You know, like, granted, it does have some precedent in with some, you know, well-known characters, but I feel like they did something smart by making him a struggling actor who feels outside of his immigrant family, while also making him a black man who struggles with his own rage and the fact that the police or this government organization is after him because they view him as a threat. And I think that, as someone who grew up as a large black man myself, someone who grew up introverted and didn't feel necessarily a part of their family because of being too weird or being someone who was into movies per se, or just feeling a sense of loneliness and trying to move through the world in a way where I'm not perceived that way, I can identify with him trying to exceed past those expectations and showing that he is more than I guess what he is largely perceived as, and wants to show his family that he doesn't have to be within the confines of what they think a adult or a man should be within his culture.
So true. Like that whole, like something we talk a lot about is the more specific you are, the more specific you are with the storytelling, the more universal it can feel.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not Haitian. I've never been to a Haitian, like a family Haitian gathering party ever in my life. But I do know what it's like to grow up. And it's not like this for me now, I would say, but I do know what it was like for a lot of my life to go to like family events and feel like I'm such an outsider here and that I don't fit in. And then when your immediate family feeling like, dude, when I was fucking doing YouTube in the beginning and I wasn't anything, like when I was doing this in like my studio apartment and shit, you get the vibe, like, what are you doing with your life? You know, like, you didn't go to college, you didn't go to school. What are you doing with your life? Yeah. And I know what it's like. It's kind of weird, like taking my mind back to those days. But I know that feeling so well. And you're just wanting that break that he's talking about, you know?
I've had so many of these conversations. There's so many conversations in the show where I'm like, I'd forgotten about that phase of my existence. Like the hotel feeling apartment, the addresses they had. Like, there's so many things in the show that I was like, man, I feel so seen. Yeah. And you're right, the specificity. We talk about it all the time. It is so specific. And again, also never been Haitian, but I have definitely talked to my family, who I'm very lucky they've been, you know, supportive, but they have to explain to people what the hell I'm doing. And like, you can see it in people's eyes and they're like, what's the job? What's that thing you're doing in your life? And before we wrap out, because we do have 4 more to dive into, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. I have done what I do for a decade. I have rarely spoken to someone who I immediately met and knew was special and insanely talented. Like you meet Yahya and you're like, oh, you're the best whatever you want to be. And I think about the things he told me in our interview all the time. He's so inspiring. He's so capable. But he literally got 2 degrees, and he told me he got a degree in theater and a degree in architecture because if they weren't going to put him on the stage, he was going to build it himself.
Yeah.
And I love him as Black Manta. I love him in Trial Chicago 7. I think he's exceptional in Watchmen. I have never seen a role more perfect for Yahya. And when he was cast, I was like, Simon Williams, Yahya. What? And now I'm like, I like the writing,
effortless.
the directing, everything feels like it's framed around dude. And I will say, not to speak too much out of school and reporting and stuff, but I've run into the guy in regular life a number of times, and we've had a number of real life conversations about movies and about art. It is so cool to see him get to play a character that is as passionate about this stuff as he is.
Yeah.
Like, we'll talk, and it was right after they announced him as Marvel one of the times, and I was talking about the transition of Marvel and DC, and it was really cool to talk to him who had been at DC, who was doing a Marvel property, and I was seeing the world kind of shift in these two things, and he was so invested in a genuine nerd opinion, a movie nerd opinion, and all that stuff, in the same way Simon Williams is. Like, this isn't a, oh my God, I talked to a famous person. This is to explain to you, like, the passion and the poise and all of the things. It's so cool to see him play someone that is all of those things. And I think that's why it feels so effortless, is him acting in any property you see him in is going to be him acting in these auditions. But the dude walking around is as fascinated at the world, at the wonder, as anything in this show. So I'm just really happy that he gets a showcase that feels like Ryan Reynolds playing Deadpool as Van Wilder, but before Deadpool came his way. That feels like when you see Downey Jr. in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and you're like, man, that'd be an interesting Iron Man take. Like, this to me is Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, the person getting to showcase for 8 episodes. And I just really hope this leads to like Secret Wars and or 82 other jobs, because dude deserves it. I don't know what Spotlight is going to do with the character, but the actor deserves the world.
Yeah.
I think they're interested. Like, they had him attend the Fantastic Four premiere as Simon Williams.
I'm wondering if I'm in the shot because I talked to I think it's for the show.
Oh, really?
Because he's as Simon Williams.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm wondering.
I thought it was just part of their weird promotional gig.
No, I'm wondering if that was filming for this.
Oh, fun.
So I'm wondering if I'm like, I can't wait for that. If I'm guessing right, like, I don't know, but like, I would love to see if I'm like,
that could be cool.
But yeah, like, I have more respect for him than nearly anyone I've met in town for their work and their genius and their skill, and this is such a cool showcase.
Yeah. I also want to talk about that Doorman episode, the one we just watched. I think that was a really strong episode for it to be something that largely was off focus from the narrative we've been building. The fact that, one, we care this much about Simon, each episode only being 30 minutes is really showing to the pacing and the writing of the show. But the episode Doorman itself, I thought was really strong because it reminded me of Atlanta in the sense that it is telling a story about what it's like to be someone who is black, but not in the conventional sense that we see in like Tyler Perry movies and like a lot of major things. But I think that it showed what it's like for someone to acquire fame, acquire recognition, and then have that thing be I don't know if bastardized is the right word, but utilized, used up, and spit out because he became like almost a caricature.
It's like exploited and turned into a novelty.
Exactly, exploited and turned into a novelty of what his original intention was, which was to save people, and then it was commodified and to the point where the second he messed up, he's immediately spit out and viewed as a danger, which I thought was really smart. And then utilizing that story to give perspective onto Simon as to what his fears were as to exposing himself, not only being his authentic self with his family beat, but being his authentic self with himself and with Hollywood.
Yeah.
I also want to say Destin Daniel Cretton giving us this after Shang-Chi, everyone says like, oh, after Endgame, and they forget all the good stuff. There was so much incredible after Endgame. There continues to be, but I think universally Shang-Chi is one of the things people do remember to say. It is really cool to see him like launch another corner of the universe so like effortlessly from the feel. I'm sure it took a lot of effort, but now I'm even more excited for Spider-Man because it's a character that's like, we've got $1 billion character. Who do we give it? And this had to be part of that conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm so excited because of how this feels so unique in the Marvel universe, but it feels like it could fold in.
Yeah.
So that's what Spider-Man needs to feel like.
Well,
and I'm
yeah.
even more excited now.
His cinema. Sorry, Joel.
No. I was just going to say that the fact that both Shang-Chi and this are two things that I guess subvert expectations by being something that is very rooted in character while also managing to be a part of the MCU. I feel like hopefully if they're able to do that with Spider-Man, give a different flavor than than Watts was able to give us, I feel like it can really elevate Tom's iteration of Spider-Man and cement it as something beyond just the high school Peter Parker.
Yeah. Yeah, the choices we were impressed with the directing and the cinematography right from the first episode, and it like dawned on me how, because like there was times where you could see how it is like a comic framing, like there's like slice of life comics, you know, and the way he was directing it, I think like the choice of it was similar to the movies that you're seeing that Simon is a fan of, you know, these like 70s movies, like they have Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, they're watching Midnight Cowboy, and that patience and that kind of the way like this looks like, I imagine it's like shot on digital, but they altered it. I'd be so surprised if they shot the shit on film, but it looks like genuine film a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But really it's like the pacing, the angles, everything about it feels like one of those movies. So in a lot of ways you are even more in the perspective of Simon, just from the way that this whole show is actually captured. And yeah, to do the themes of like shame, acceptance, reconciliation, and shouts out to Byron Bowers, who plays DeMar.
Doorman Davis.
That was so good.
So good.
It was so good. It is paced so well, directed so well, and like you didn't need a narration. You didn't need to rely on like music. You didn't rely on like crazy montages or something like that. It's only like 28 minutes.
Which is insane.
And it felt like an hour, you know?
Yeah.
Like it was so incredibly gripping. And to get invested in this guy and to feel patient with this storytelling and watch how society can like swallow you and spit you out and become what society is like turning you into. I was mesmerized by that final episode, man. This whole thing, and then Trevor Slattery shit, man. I never really gave a shit about Trevor Slattery. I like the man. I like the twist. I like the
but
twist.
I didn't care about him.
Him as a character, I was like, I don't know. And like the way the show has been marketed seemed like a comedy. I thought it was a comedy
I
show.
think they were trying to sell it. I think because it is not this show.
Yeah,
No, and I feel that because I just watched Iron Man 3 and then All Hail the King and then Shang-Chi. I feel like seeing his journey through that, being, you know, this guy who was playing the Mandarin, who was drug infused or who was addicted to drugs, was in prison, was revered in prison, and then was taken by the Mandarin, and the fact that he got sober, I feel like he was largely a joke in those things, but there's real humanity underneath that joke, and I feel like this show is retroactively something that makes those things better because the show found the humanity in the things that they were making fun of or treating as light in the previous thing. So I'm happy we're finding something that treats this character like the human that he is, and
when Marvel's
giving something that is worthy of Ben Kingsley's talent.
I completely agree with the tone thing, because I think when Marvel's at its best, it's when it's doing the thing where it fits in multiple tones.
Yeah.
I think Thor is at his best when he can be Thor in his movies, but also blend in an Endgame. And I think that we're seeing that, like they're adjusting for that. Trevor Slattery's not a character I ever was like, I'd like to see him in a drama. And they're nailing it in such an interesting way. And honestly, like, for me, phase 4 and 5 highlight characters are, I think, Shang-Chi and Kamala Khan, but I think now Simon Williams. And it's crazy. I feel like he's up there with the Haley Steinfelds and the Miss Marvel level of I want those characters specifically in 2 hours. We're halfway, and it's crazy to me that Simon Williams, and he wasn't even in the last episode, an hour and a half. I'm as invested. Like, that's crazy work.
This is the first time I've seen something honestly, I mean, we're only 4 episodes in, but I'm having that vibe of like, I kind of don't want to see him in like the Avengers stuff because I'm liking the way this is going.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, that's where I'm currently at. You know, but we'll see how it progresses. Anyway, I
just want to see more of them.
We got 4 more to go, and this has been a fucking surprise. I thought like the delay and everything, and then the way it's been marketed as like this crazy meta like comedy. It's not that whatsoever.
No.
I mean, it's got the meta-ness, you know,
but it's not comedy meta, and drama meta is way harder, I think.
Definitely,
because it's so easy, especially in 2026, in the culture we live in. Meta equals punchline. I think meta drama is so much headier. I mean, they're both smart forms of narration and exposition, but there's some layers in here that I was like blown away. I'm sure there's stuff I missed.
Yeah, but meta comedy is like so done. They do it so much.
If Lord and Miller are doing it, I'm always in.
You guys compared to the studio before we started. Do you still feel that way?
I think in elements, but not as strongly.
I was like hyper aware that this was like done before the studio.
Oh, okay.
It's just so funny because the Wonders.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that show. That's why I asked.
Yeah,
it's great.
Okay,
but I think that's a good example of meta comedy still being good. I still think this. It's just we can't do the same tropes, and this show doing it as a drama is a very great pivot.
I guess I thought like if it was a comedy, this would just be that the studio meets this, you know, and I'm like, no, they managed to carve out on their. That's what I mean. They managed to carve out their own voice here. Like this is what I'm trying to say with that. The best I can is like there will be something down the road. There will be like it's like this meets Wonder Man.
Yeah,
you know,
it's that strong of its own message. Yeah, it's got its own flavor to that level.
Yeah,
more.
They should do more, man. This is impressive, and this shows the power of what Spotlight can be. This feels like it could be like their own weird. Like this shows the power of what Marvel Spotlight is truly. And then like Werewolf by Night and shit.
Yeah,
you know, they got some good stuff here, and I hope Marvel. Fucking promotes this part.
Please, more.
I'm gonna be yelling about it.
Oh, saying from the rooftops.
We get
everybody
so much less people bitching about the quality.
If this kind of thing was as big as the other thing,
the shit that's different
hey,
and
when
unique.
it's good and special, talk about it too.
God damn, crazy. Anyway, yeah, we got 4 more to go. Keep a lookout for that upload. Thank you guys so much for being here. And hopefully the next 4 stick to fucking landing.
I'm so scared because I'm so hyped right now.
Damn. All right.
What a kick off to the year.
See you guys for the next one.